We'll see one more business object, jobs. Okay?
Recording in progress.
In the jobs business object, we will see how to add extra fields. Extra fields. So if I show you one business object how to add extra fields, same thing you can do for other business object also. Okay, so far what we have done is we have discussed about the single metadata. Single metadata we have discussed. Multiple metadata. Single metadata and multiple metadata. Today we'll see in the business object. In one business object we have seen single metadata, that is for job family. Multiple metadata I have shown, that is for grade. So in one business object, how we can add the extra fields. So what I mean by extra fields, that I will explain now. Consider the example. There are 39 instance. There are 39 instance. For the job page. I think this is not looking good. Data department. Search. Manage. Job. In the manage job. Create job. So say something like I am creating Oracle job in my application. Oracle job code. I think this is great. We will see in another instance. Can you share other instance? Actually, the problem is, guys, in this job page, so these two fields are not there. So this is someone added. So that is the reason I cannot explain properly. So what I meant to say is, so when we create the job in the system, country and city fields we need to add. So this country and city fields added by someone. So that is the reason. We'll share the new instance. Okay, thank you. Okay, so if you see this one, go to setup and maintenance, search, main job, main job, create job. Okay, so take this screen, take this job screen. So in this job screen, while I'm creating the job screen, so there is no country and city fields. So client expectation is, so while you create the job, so they want to add the country and city. That means, so the job belongs to which country, the job belongs to which city. So that also they want to add in this screen. Okay, consider front end screen. For front end screen, we have 20 fields are there. In DAT file also it should match, right? In DAT file also it should match or not? 20 fields. So that means in the front end, whatever the fields are there, the same fields will be there in the DAT file also, right? Am I correct or not? Hmm? So whatever the front end fields are there, same field should match in the DAT file also, right? So now the thing is, for example, in the front end, we are going to add two more extra fields as country and city. But these country and city fields, how we will add in the DAT file? So that is important. Hmm? Front-end screen, we have to, so we have 20 fields are there. So two more extra fields as country and city we need to add. So in the DAT file also, it should match, right, the 20 fields. So that means in that, now in the front end, we have 22 fields are there. So these two fields, how we can add in the DAT file. Hmm? So these two more fields, how we can add in the DAT file.
So is
Two
there
more.
any limit, Vamsi, for adding these fields? Like we can do only 2 or 5?
No, just example, I'm taking two. You can add n number of. Just I'm telling the example of two fields, but you can add a number of fields. That's not a problem. Okay, there is no limit. Hmm.
Okay.
So, for example, you added the two fields in the as extra fields. So these two fields also should come in the DAT files, data file. So how we can add, how we can sync this two fields into DAT file? That is the important thing we have to understand. After that, how we can add the data file, these two fields, two fields data, how we can add. Hmm? So yeah, when it comes to extra fields, you have to like you have to do two things, guys. One is how we can map extra fields into front end. First thing, so this we can achieve using descriptive flex fields. Second is how we can map extra fields into front end. So using descriptive flex fields, we can do how we can map extra fields into front end using descriptive flex field. We can do second, third, how we can map extra fields into DAT file. Huh? Third, how we are going to add the data against extra fields. These three things we have to do, guys. First of all, how we can add the extra fields in the front end? How we can add the extra fields in the front end? Okay, how we can map these extra fields into dat file, file. Okay, this dat file extra fields against how we can map the data in the dat file. So these three things we have to understand first. Okay, so first thing is we are going to add the two extra fields here in the front end. How we can add? There is a concept called descriptive flex fields. So using the descriptive flex fields, we are going to add the extra fields in the front end.
What?
We need to identify.
This we have already covered, like adding country city using DFF.
But I have not covered these 2 points, right?
Yeah.
So maybe I would have explained descriptive flex field separate concept. So, but I have not covered these two. So, if I want to explain this too, we should create this descriptive flex field, right?
Okay.
That is the reason I'm taking. So now what we will do here. So go to the first of all, you need to identify the DFF name for the job. So where to identify the DFF name for the job? Go to my client group, data exchange. You didn't something. So go to job. Identify the DFF name for the job. Flex field attribute. For jobs table. For jobs table. So this is the DFF name for the job screen. Okay. So take this DFF name, and then what you will do next step is go to setup and maintenance. Search manage job. Manage job. Sorry, not manage job. Manage descriptive flex field. Descriptive flex fields. Manage descriptive flex field. Manage descriptive flex field. Click on update. Setup and maintenance. Search this name and search whatever the DFF name you found in the jobs business object and search here. Click on update. Here there is a concept called global segments. Click on plus. Global segments. Click on plus. So you can mention as extra fields country. Data type.
Vamshi, can you repeat it this step again?
This step means this navigation or
After per jobs navigation.
navigation. Okay, sure. So you found the DFF name, right? You found the DFF name. So after that, you have to go to the setup and maintenance. Search. Manage is descriptive. Many descriptive flex fields. Many descriptive flex fields. Search this name. Update. Go to global segments. Click on plus. Okay, Kalyan?
Okay.
So country. So add the country field. Date type character. So value set 30 characters. So that means job in the job page, this field will be appear, and the data against country value will be stored into attribute 6. So every business object we have a base tables, right? So for example, you enter the country as India. In the backend table, there is a column called attribute 6. So in attribute 6, the country against data will be stored here. Save and close. Save and close. Okay, click on plus. This is the country attribute 6, it will store. I am adding one more field, city field. Value set. So attribute city field will be stored into attribute 7. So that means in the job page, the city field will be appear. So whatever you enter the data in the city field, in the backend jobs page against base table will be there. In the base table, there is a column called attribute 6. For example, if you enter the city as Hyderabad, the Hyderabad data will be stored into attribute 7. So same 30 characters. Text box. So we added the two fields, country and city fields, save and close. Okay, so deployment status, it is showing as grayed out. So you need to deploy the flex field. After we added the two fields, so you need to mention the deploy flex fields. Deploy the flex field. Okay, add the two fields. Finally, what you will do, deploy the flex. Deploy the flex field. Okay. So what it is in deployment is successfully start a new session of the runtime application to view the changes. So we need to sign out and relog. After deployment successfully completed, we need to start the new session and relog in. Sign out. So now verify the job page, whether those two fields are coming or not. Relevance. Search. Manage job. Something else. This country entity is something. So we can reduce the size, but so our main goal is how to extract the front end fields we added. Just for your understanding purpose, I am creating some sample data here and find out the mandatory columns. So what are the mandatory columns in the job page? Find out the mandatory columns for the job page. So find out the mandatory columns. So what are the mandatory parameters started? Job set, name, job name, job code. Directly started job name and job code. Okay. So now what we will do? Enter some sample data. Test job name. Copy this name. State is also mandatory. Status. So enter country India. City. Next. So I'm not entering child records because childs are not mandatory. So here this is also not mandatory. Save. Submit. So again, guys, so when you are creating the data in the front end, so definitely backend table also will be there or not. So how to find out the backend table for this one? How to find out the backend table for this? Go to OER, cloud applications. HCM. Tables and views for HCM. So you will see here for jobs. For jobs, the table. Take this table name. So we have to check whether the whether our attribute 6 and attribute 7 data stored or not. Yes. Noise catalog.
Create data model.
Create data model. Take the job code, column name. Take the job code. Where job code equal to data. So now job, whatever we entered in the front end, that data has stored in the backend table. So the main thing what you need to check is here. So attribute 6 and attribute 7. So this is the extra fields information. So why attribute 6 and attribute 7? You remember when we have created the country and city fields, there is a column called attribute 6 and attribute 7, right? So when we enter the country, we have mentioned as attribute 6. When we mentioned as city, we mentioned as attribute 7. That is the reason the data has stored into these two columns. So this is one thing, guys. So now the thing is we have to whether these two columns information will come into the job DAT file or not. Tell me first. So we added the two fields in the front end, right? So my question is, did those two fields will be appear in the job DAT file or not? Hmm? Tell me this. Go to the job. Download the DAT file for the job. Download the DAT file for the job. Download the DAT file for the job. Search country. It is not appearing, right? Did you observe? It is not appearing.
That will be stored in that attribute 6 and 7.
So to get this country and city fields here, the backend columns are different. Backend columns are attribute 6 and attribute 7. So, but those information will not be appear here. Only DFF names it will be appear. To get the country and city fields in the job.dat file, so what you need to do here? So select this row, refresh object. Select this row. So we added the fields in the front end, but when we download the job.dat file, so the columns are not appeared in the job.dat file. So what you need to do to get those two fields here? So use the refresh object. Submit. The request was submitted. So now what we do? Go to the view process result. So it will take some time to refresh. That means, so when we press the refresh, so it will grab the information from the front end and it will update into the DAT file. So you need to wait for another 1 minute like that. So once its status showing as success, then we can download the file. Then you will see country and city fields in the DAT file. So far what we have done, guys? So we have added the two fields in the front end and we are trying to map the extra fields in the DAT file using the refresh business object. So once the refresh business object process is success, then you will see the two extra fields information in the DAT file. Success. So now verify, now download the DAT file. Open this. Now you will see that. Okay. Country and city fields came, right? Did you observe or not? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now,
Vamsi, a metadata job flex is there, right? Second row. It was not there earlier, right? After you have added the descriptive flex field, that row is came.
no, it is there in earlier also. Job. See, this is the earlier one,
No,
right?
yesterday's file. Yesterday's file, I'm saying.
Yesterday we have not downloaded a job dat file. Yesterday
Okay,
we
job
have,
family. Okay.
we have discussed job family, right? So,
Mm-mm.
but yesterday we have not covered the job family. Yesterday we have covered the grade. So, so, so these tails are not mandatory. You will just remove from here. Tails are not mandatory. You can remove from here. So now what we will do? Mhm. Okay, whatever the non-mandatory columns you can remove from here. So you can take flex this one. So this is not this is not ours. E06 is not ours. Remove here. City is ours. Country also ours. Country also ours. City, country ours. So remaining things, whatever you don't want, you can remove from here.
So what about the attribute category, Vamsi?
Attribute category we are adding, na? I will tell you that. So attribute category. Job ID not required. Remove from here. So this is called flex name for underscore job underscore flex. This should be required. Job code required. Job family ID not mandatory. Remove from here. Active status required. So these are all not required. Yes. Whatever the columns which is not required, you can remove from here. If you mention this, also not a problem, guys. This time we are concentrating on mandatory columns. Set ID. We started. Effective end date not required. Remove from there. Job name required. Approval authority not required. For record. Source system and source system ID. Right. So now we are going to add the data. So what is the command we need to use? Merge. So what is the command we need to use? We need to use the merge command. So then after that, we need to follow this syntax, guys. So we need to follow this syntax. Job. So you need to use this global syntax, global data elements. Okay, global data elements. So what we will do? What is the city name? I'll mention as city Hyderabad, something like that. Country India. Job code ABC job code, something like that. You can enter any sample data, guys. ABC job code, active status, active, active. Effective start date 06/02/2025. Name ABC job name. set code, common, source system owner name, source system owner name, source system owner name. Here this is different instance, right? So I will mention SAP something one. Yes, yeah. Second record this one. Second record. XY chat. This is the understand or not, guys? Save the changes. So now what we need to do, this SAP, where we need to add. So this is different instance, right? Tell me. Where we need to add. SAP, where we need to add. Manage. Manage. Manage common lookups. Manage common lookups. HRC. HRC source system owner. Salesforce. Take this. Instead of creating new, I will use this name existing already there. I will use this one. So now we have prepared the data file. So in the data, we have prepared the data in the DAT file. So what is the next step, guys? Tell me. What is the next step?
Zip the file.
Zip the file. Zip the file. Job underscore. Run 1. 06. 02. Job underscore run 1 06 02 2025. So now what we will do? Click on home page. Change. Import and load data. Import file. Submit. So you don't need to go to every time review parameters. Directly you can do submit also. That will work. is showing error.
I think date format is wrong, Vamshi.
Comments.
Oh, sorry. Date format is wrong, correct. Year, month, date, right? But you did not tell Mohan. Year, month, date. 506. Right now? Year, month, date. Yes. So what is the next step we need to do? What is the next step? Run. Sorry. Huh? So now what we will do? Import file. Okay. Okay, it's a success. Now what we will do? To verify that data loaded or not. Setup and maintenance. Search. Manage all. job. So now what we will do, we are going to search the ABC. So now you will see the descriptive flex field data also, extra fields also, India and Hyderabad. Search another. ASN qualified. So that's all for today, guys. Tomorrow I will continue. Thank you, guys. Take care.